Okay, investors, I'm here with Ryan Moldez. Ryan, you and I have been together for a long time, helped a lot of people grow their portfolios. And today we're going to be talking about, of course, turnkeyinvest.com, but also jameswalkup.com. Talk about how you and your team have helped a lot of our investors buy houses right off the MLS from one, an investor that's looking to sell a property, sometimes tenanted, sometimes vacant, or two, maybe it's a homeowner that's selling a property. Talk about how you've been able to successfully do this.
So we've been getting most of our leads off of referrals, and our team has been very successful in helping our investors not just get a turnkey or construction property buzz, but also help them in properties off of the MLS. So our team can provide a white glove service. Will help them crunch the numbers of these properties so that our investors have all the information they need before making an offer on a property.
Very cool.
The buyer station. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always like to start with, knowing what someone is looking to buy. So what is their buy box? What price range, what areas do they not want to go into? Bedroom, bathroom, age of the house, all of those things. And then it's our job, my team, me and Ryan, and we work with all of our investors to find those specific houses that meet your criteria, not for us to try to make what we have available fit your criteria. And the way I've always done that, let me share my screen, is replicate and duplicate what is working. So Ryan, we're going to look at two types of houses today on jameswalkup.com. And this is where we send our investors to shop for everything that's on the market that's listed by a realtor. So on the multiple listing system. So as you hear us say MLS, now you know what we're talking about. All right, so the way I like to use jameswalkup.com, and this is where I buy my houses too, because I'm making offers on the MLS at all times, is the interactive map section of this website. So if you scroll out from Memphis, you'll see it populating different areas. And we're going to look at an area today called Northhaven. This is in Fraser, 38127 zip code. So let me scroll up here to the north part of Memphis. Here's downtown Memphis. Just north of there, you have what's labeled as Fraser. Fraser is very well known for the Nike facility where they ship every shoe, every piece of apparel from North America to North America, to all the stores in North America from Memphis, Tennessee. It's 3 million square feet and a huge Amazon facility. Lots of blue collar jobs in this area. So Fraser has always been a heavy area for rentals, but specifically this little area called Northhaven. It's just north of town. And the story goes that back in the day, the developers went north of town and found a little haven and developed this. It even has its own police station, fire station. It is definitely an area that did not bode well through the 90s and 80s, and it became a highly crime-ridden area. But over the past 3 years, we've seen a lot of investors come in and buy the boarded up houses, fix them up. Now you won't see a boarded up house up there, and it's done very well for us. Now, the reason I wanted to start here, one, I've been poking around, of course, and there's some duplexes that are available, and duplexes are always hot for our investors. But it has really taken a turn, and it's a place where you can buy a house under $150,000 and see some good cash flow. Now, we're going to walk through a lot more parameters than that on what's available, but this is an opportunity for you to hit this price point. This is the price point more people ask us for than anything, because it's an easy entry point. $150,000, you can get in with $36,000 out of pocket. So let's look into this area. Now, you saw me draw with the polygon tool on the interactive map to locate just the houses that I want to see in this area. And now that I've got that area highlighted, over here on the left side, it gives me a list of them. And I'm going to hit property list here in just a minute. But first, let me save this search for future references. And I'm going to choose that every other week, I'm going to get an email alerting me of what is and is not available in that area. And I'll save that. We'll look at that here together in just a moment. But once I've got the area that I'm interested in highlighted, I'm gonna hit property list. And it'll go from highest to lowest by default. A lot of times I like to hit say newest, and now I know what just hit the market. Now, Ryan, I know you've told a lot of our investors, but this is an important part of jameswalkup.com is it updates instantaneously. Whereas Zillow and Realtor.com, the syndicated websites that are not directly tied to the multiple listing system, can take up to 72 hours to update. What that means is a lot of people are wasting their time on Zillow looking at houses that are already under contract. So by using a direct feed like jameswalkup.com, instantaneously, if the realtor changes it from active to pending, which means it's under contract, to close, which means it's sold, instantaneously on this website. So that's a big bonus for using this one. All right, so you can sort by newest, oldest, but let's take it back to highest and look at these duplexes. So a little pricey. You know, it's $150,000, but if you said 149,000 divided by 2, it's really $74,000 a door because you're getting 2 properties. So let's see what information we have on these. Now, one of the things you'll have to become accustomed to if you haven't worked with us buying houses off the MLS yet, a lot of times there's limited information. So here we have one picture, and it's not even a good one. But let's say great investment property to add to your portfolio. This duplex is selling as is. Do not disturb the tenants. Offer must be accepted prior to scheduling and inspection. Offer instructions are attached. Call listing agent for any questions. Okay, so there you go. He did put in here the rents. So we're getting $750 per side.
1,500 in total.
Yeah, so 1,500, that's that 1% rule that everybody
Yeah.
talks so much about. This is a way to get it. Now, is it a fully turnkey house? No. Is it a duplex? Yeah, now you can get this with one loan. Instead of 2 houses, it would take up 2 of your precious loans. So even though it's, you know, not the best area, it's only got one picture. It looks like it's running off window units. I'm still interested. Let's look at the next property. And all you have to do is hit this button at the top right that takes you to the next one. And to go back to that last property, we can go back right there. Because these are being sold as a package, you can tell. Same exact thing. They're all at $750 a month. This one looks a lot better. I don't see but one side having a window unit. I'm looking for signs of potential central heat and air. But I'm also, I hate that there's satellite dishes on these roofs. Ryan, you know that's one of my sticking points. When one of the residents puts the satellite dish on the roof. But let's see, that's how they should be put in, is in the yard on a stick. So 3 duplexes so far. Let me put a heart on these as we're going through these. I'm definitely interested in these duplexes. All right, so I got me a heart, so it made it a favorite house here. You'll see why that's important soon. All right, so we've got 3 duplexes, all rented at $750, one at $740. So it's, you know, call it $1,500 a month each. Those are a possibility, and it looks like they've been on the market for 109 days, and they've lowered the price to about $6,000. So that tells me an offer might be on the table for us to be making on these properties. All right, let's look at this one. All right, super clean house. I love that it has this iron fenced in area. A lot of people that are renting from me like that. I like that it has the covered front carport, even though it's not ideal. People love a covered parking space. So it's not the ideal covered. It's like a manufactured one, pre-manufactured that you just put in. But hey, covered parking goes a long ways. It looks like a really good little renovation. I hate that it's 1 bathroom for this price. 148,000, clean house, good renovation. If it was 1.5, 2 bathrooms, I'd be going crazy over this house. And the biggest thing is because of what it will rent for. So when we're looking at an area like this, we need to know, okay, what the house appraise for what they're asking, and any realtor worth their salt is going to, make sure that they're not listing houses that aren't going to appraise. But what is it going to rent for? That's what we really need to know. So I've already pulled up Zillow, and there's a lot of ways I use free tools like Zillow. One is just to get a snapshot of what is for rent in the area that I'm considering. So if you go in the top bar here and type in the zip code 38127, I like that it will do this. It'll outline that zip code. And then you just need to be able to get there. So knowing that we're in Northhaven and this is the area, there's a lot of houses for rent up here. All right, so let's see. This house, they're asking 148,000. I mean, ideally we get 1,500 rent, but that's not even in the cards. I'm looking at 1,100, 1,200. There's one at 1,300 and some 950s, even as low as 900. Here's one at 1,500. Let's just look at it. All right, so just because you put a house on Zillow and ask 1,450 doesn't mean it's going to rent for 1,450. That's where Rentometer is so important, and that's the next thing we'll look at together is comparable sales. So James, I don't have access to all these tools. My team is here to give you access to that. So when you guys are interested in a property, then you would reach out to the team, and we can provide things like you're about to see, which is comparable rents, houses that have actually rented. Now we get that through this service called Rentometer. And Rentometer is a paid subscription that a lot of people in our industry use. What am I doing here, man? Why can't I sign in here?
You get that login for you.
Well, I should be able to get into Rentometer. There we go, sign in. I got us paused on the recording. All right, here we go. Okay, so in Rentometer, we're just going to paste the address in. And let's see what houses have actually rented for in this area. So 1,500 would be ideal, 4-bedroom, 1-bath, going back 12 months in a decent little radius of the area. I'm going to say search, view, pro report. And then down here, the first thing I'm going to do is sort by distance. I want to see what was close by and rented. 4-bedroom, 1-bath, all the way down the aisle here. And the highest I'm getting is 1,075. Here's one not in the same neighborhood. I just know because of the address, but it's saying that it rented for 1,450. I must have a hard time believing that. So at $1,100 a month rent, it's probably not going to make sense for old blacksmith here at 148. However, it's been on the market, just hit the market. If this house is available a week from now, potentially they'll take 125,000, which is where I think I'd like to be for a home run of a buy, because that one would work out well. So the other thing that our team can work up for you is a pro forma showing you what your cash on cash return would be on with current interest rates. As long as you're pre-approved with one of our lenders, then that'll be easy to know what to expect as a return on these houses. All right, next house over, 130,000, getting a little bit better price wise, especially for a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Man, this looks like a great little renovation. This is one that I don't like add-ons. Got to talking too fast there, Ryan. So this added on room could be wonderful. However, that sloped roof too many times has given us a lot of problems. Let's see if we can get some better pictures. Beautiful, beautiful little house. Yeah. All right, so decent enough roof. These little lean-to roofs always end up leaking. However, people love a little room like this. You know, maybe they have a small dog, maybe they secretly smoke cigarettes, but they don't want everybody to know and they don't do it in the house. Well, I know that's a no-no, but I've had people stay 10, 15 years because they love having that little smoking room or a getaway. So I'm liking this house. 130,000 is a proper price for this area, what it would rent for. And I think it would go for 1,100 a month, maybe 1,150. So at 130 purchase price, as long as the due diligence shaped out on this house, this is a definite possibility. So it's definitely empty. So renovation complete, great investment opportunity, da 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 da. So I want some more information on this property. How do I get it? I push the button that says request information. All right, I'm not sure when I'm looking to buy. But if I was like, I'm really hot on this property, I'm gonna say I'm ready to buy now. Provide my phone number, or I'm interested in 4964 Libby Lane, Memphis, Tennessee. Auto populates for you. Could you ask for a list of items that were included in the renovation? I want to know, okay, they just renovated this house. What they do to it? I mean, it looks like they did the kitchen and those things. Right, specifically, the HVAC and roof ages. I want to know, how old is that roof? How old is the AC? All right. All right, so now I'm gonna just push continue. That's off to Ryan and his team, where they will then look into the MLS and see if there's an attachment that would answer this question. And a lot of times there's not. They'd reach out to the realtor, ask them the questions that are needed. And then if that was what I needed to get back to it, and now I want to make an offer. Ryan, what's the next steps? Now I want to make an offer on this house.
The next step is to actually review the listing. We usually would want to offer at least at asking for these houses, but if it's been on the market for a while, like 3 months or 4 months, maybe we can come in with a much lower offer. So the next step.
So how do I find a link that I fill out the form to move forward with an offer?
The link will be attached in that pro forma that we'll be emailing to our investors. So right at the bottom of the email, there's a link there that they can use to make an offer.
Perfect. So when you ask for information about a house, my team is going to prepare it, a pro forma. Talk about some of the things you guys prepare when someone says, I'm interested in this house. What are the items that you're going to prepare for them?
Some of the things that we prepare for them, and number one is the pro forma, but most importantly is what the 3-up report that shows the comps in the area. So the buyer knows what's the ARV for the property, what's a target rent for the property, then that's where the rentometer comes in. But rentometer is one of the things that we look at, but we also depend heavily on our raw data since we're managing over 1,000 properties in Memphis, Tennessee, and that's the beauty about working with our team. Is we don't just rely on algorithmic numbers that we get from rentometer, but we also rely on our personal data that we get from the properties that we're currently managing.
That's right. Yeah, on that topic, I always like to show people just kind of how we track some of these things. A lot of people find it interesting. So if I've overlaid the houses that we manage in Memphis on this application, if we were to go over to the area we're talking about, Northhaven, that's the properties we manage in Northhaven currently. I think it's 22 at the last time I counted. So our internal data, great point, Ryan, sometimes is stronger than Zillow, Rentometer, all the things that our team prepares for you. So when you, on the website, when you click that and ask for information, Ryan and his team are going to get the specific information you asked for. Or Ryan, if I was just interested and did like that and said I was interested, you would prepare what's called a vault for us and send an email. So let's talk about what would be in that vault. So this is a huge value to an investor who's serious about buying houses in Memphis, Tennessee. Most realtors, I love them, but they have no clue how to even prepare what you're about to see. And we feel like we're going to be married to you in this house for the next 20 years, managing it. So we want to make sure that we're all very clear about what we're considering buying here. So these are some of our houses on turnkeyinvest.com. Now, this is the easy button. You come on here, you pick a house, you buy it, you're done. These houses are not listed on the multiple listing system. They're just on turnkeyinvest.com. But these are houses that I've bought, renovated, now I'm selling. New construction that are being sold as rentals. In some instances, we've got some owners deciding to sell houses. So some of those are the instant cash flow houses, meaning they're tenanted. They might not have been turnkey renovated in the past week, but maybe in the past 3 years. So great properties to consider there. But the reason I'm here is to show you what a vault is. So when you're interested in any of our properties, it gives you a lot of data. And then down low, it says diligence vault. So in this, we're going to give a property analysis showing what you should expect from a investment like this one. So what is your cash on cash return with the current interest rates? If you're paying cash, what is my cap rate? Bedroom, bathroom, square footage, all that information, that's great. But down here's where really the rubber meets the road. What is my cash flow? What is my cumulative wealth with this investment over the future years? So if you were to come down here and say projected accumulation of wealth, this is going to talk about the equity you have in the property, the appreciation of that property year over year, the cumulative principal reduction. So this is your resident paying your mortgage down on your behalf. And then the cash flow, of course, over the years, all the cash flow. So a property like this, you know, in a 10-year period can be a net gain of $100,000 plus. So we get all this information. This is some demographics talking about the specific community, incomes, all kinds of who's living in the community. So we've given you all that data, a good little map with a greatschools.org showing you the schools in the area if that's important to your decision. Rentometer, we've talked about it. Here's the report you would get. Now, what you want to make sure bedroom, bathroom are comparable, square footage is comparable, and then finish of home. Because if you have a horrible little house and it's never been renovated up against our house, of course it's not going to rent for a turnkey house, and vice versa. But also proximity. You don't want to look at properties as comparables for rent or for purchase that are miles away. Ideally, they'd be in the same neighborhood, same number of bedroom, bathroom, within 100 square feet of each other, and built within 5 years of each other. That's a comparable, and in the same condition, apples to apples. You're going to get a property data sheet. This is all the information that I have available as a real estate broker in the state of Tennessee to you. Now, one of the things that we always talk about on our checklist is the house in the flood zone? And this is a great place to look, because straight from FEMA, down here it says minimal flood zone risk. This is as good as it gets. There is no absolute no flood, but 500-year flood zone level is the one you want to be in. Once you see that, moving on. This is what Ryan was talking about, the 3-up report. So again, a house within the same vicinity, not all the way across town. Bedroom, bathroom, square footage, all about the same. And then we get the price per square foot, multiply it by the price per square foot for the house that we're talking about. And that's what the house should appraise for. Quick snapshot that like an appraiser would see. You're going to get our Turnkey Invest Handbook. So this is who we are, our different brands, and everything we bring to the table. And if this is your first video watching me and Ryan, we have everything under one roof that an investor needs to succeed. That's from acquisitions, renovations, and of course, in-house property management. I always say, Ryan, a lot of realtors can sell an investor a house, or a lot of property managers can take on management of a home that they had nothing to do with. But when we help you buy it, when we do the renovations and the maintenance, we are partnered with our owners to be aligned in every way possible with our owners. And one of those ways we find alignment is giving you this kind of valuable information on any property you're considering. It takes a lot of manpower, and we're really good at it. So good job, Ryan and your team. All right, so you're gonna get an email when you said, hey, I'm interested in 4964 Libby Lane. At the bottom of the email, it says, click here to submit an offer. So Ryan, go ahead and send me an email while I'm talking and remind me to come back to that. And I'm gonna fill out one of those forms for one of our houses, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna go through the rest of the houses in this bunch and show you some of the automatic no's. This house is, I don't know what this one builder was thinking in the 70s and 80s when they built this house, but it's like, it's this modern looking house. The utility bills are always high on these. It's a contemporary, I should say. Lots of wood versus brick or stone means a lot of maintenance. It could cost $20,000 easy to get the exterior of this house on tip-top condition. Just looking from the pictures. Nothing about this house gets me excited, including the big trees that are near it. I like this. So my only question is that one big tree right behind the house, how close is that to the house? Is it even on our property line? But clean little boring house here, mostly brick. A lot of the wood that is on the exterior is covered. So some covered parking. This is a 4-bedroom, 1-bath at 121,000. That's a fair price on this house, what I've seen so far. It's simple. It doesn't have add-ons. I mean, there's not a whole lot to break here. I like a little tank of a house when I'm considering my next investment. Somebody's done a decent little renovation on this. So I'm oh, great little shower. They put in some solid walls instead of some individual tiles. They did that right, from what I can tell. I wish they would turn some lights on. Mini blinds on the windows. There it is, Ryan. The big monster tree that's so close to the house, but it's in the backyard. You can get to it easily. To completely remove that tree, I'm gonna say $3,500. To get the limbs going that need to be gone to own this property and be proud of it, also to protect your investment, $1,500. So that might be something we negotiate with the seller. So I'm going to tell Ryan I'm interested in that one by simply clicking request information, continue. And I'm going to put a heart on this one because it definitely is one of my favorites. All righty. So I'm getting my 10-minute warning saying that we're running out of time here on the recording, but I hope this has been helpful. Let's try to hit one more property. Ryan, have you already emailed me? I bet you have. Another solid little house, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 115,000. Now we're talking. I'm going to put a heart on this one. I'm going to request information from Ryan. All right. Let's go to my email real quick. I know I've got too many emails. Let's see here. Ryan, did you send me the link?
I think I did. Oh, shoot, I forgot to hit confirm. Hang on.
There we go. That's
There you go.
All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to order a house. All right, coming from Ryan. All right, so this is the similar email to what you're going to get when you have questions about a house, but there'll be a lot more information in a vault that's built for you to be able to analyze a deal. And it says real simply, once you submit the offer, then the realtor that is listing the house is going to present it to the owner. They're going to accept the offer, reject the offer, or counter the offer. But let's make the offer. So just email, address, already had it copied, name as you want it, the proper, I buy in Sundial Investment Company. Buyer's home address. Auto-filled for me, I like that. Phone number. And offer price. All right, so on Blacksmith, this is the one that was 148. I want to look at 125. Now the next part is money. All right. After I've chosen my lender, I'm going to use Greg Iverson. And I'm going to say yes to earnest money. Of course, I'm gonna use foundation to do that. I don't want a sewer inspection unless I see something on the home inspection. That might throw up a red flag. All right, special stipulations. This is where the money's at. I'm gonna say no repairs required because the home inspection is for information purposes only. No repairs will be required by the seller. That does not mean I won't ask for a lower price. If they accept my offer of 125,000, we get out there, there's a list of 15 things. I might say, look, I want you to come down $1,200 because of these items on the home inspection, but I'm not gonna ask them for repairs. And then in the event of a low appraisal, I'd be willing to pay over 5,000. You can make that whatever number you want. And this offer is subject to an as-is inspection requiring no repairs by the seller. That's just another way of saying it. So let's choose that one. And would you like to change your mailing address to here at Foundation Property Management? Yes or no, doesn't matter. I send all my mail here and submit. Now I have made an offer. The next thing I would expect is an email from Ryan's team asking me to DocuSign or whatever form they're using there. Once you sign it, it goes directly to the realtor, and then our team follows up with that realtor daily to get an answer, accept, reject, or counter. Happy hunting out there. Ryan's going to take good care of you. If you've got questions, if you like this video, let us know. We'll make more. Thanks so much, and we appreciate you so much. Ryan, any parting words before we get kicked out of here?
Yeah, we're here to be your boots on the ground. The entire team will help you hopefully get that first of the many deals with us. So looking forward to working with y'all.
Thanks, guys.